I hope that you're having a great day, and I am going to share with you what I recently read when I was doing my devotional. I just finished reading the book of Joshua. I'm about to head into the book of Judges, and I wanted to share with you a story in Joshua right after the fall of Jericho. Most of us know of the story of Jericho, of how Joshua, the person who took over as sort of like the tribe leader of the Israelites after Moses passed away, they went to start going into the land that God had promised them, and one of the lands was Jericho. And God told Joshua that they needed to go to Jericho, walk around the entire city one time every day for 6 days, and then on the seventh day they'd walk around it 7 times, and then on the seventh time that they walked around it to yell and blow their horns, and the walls would come down and they would take over the land, which is what happened. And right after this happened is a story about basically to not be deceitful and to not hide anything from God. When they overtook Jericho, God instructed Joshua to tell everyone, which he did, to, only do this, that, the other. Do not take anything for yourself. Do not take their gold or things like that. And to not be greedy and things like that. And there was one person who did. He took things from the people, from the land, and he hid it among his things. He knew that it was wrong. He did it anyways, and then he hid it from everyone around him. And it says here that they went to this town of, I believe it's pronounced A, it's spelled A-I, and they went to go there because that was the next land that God had promised them. And so they were going there to take the land back, and they were not winning in the battle. And Joshua went to God and said, God, why are you allowing us basically to be defeated? You promised us this land. Why will we not have it? And God told him, saying, Israel has sinned. They have transgressed my covenant that I commanded them. They have taken some of the devoted things. They have stolen and lied and put them among their own belongings. And basically God is telling Joshua, I informed you to tell them, and you did. And although they knew I told them not to, they did it anyways. And not only did they do it, then they then chose to be deceitful about it and not be honest about it and not be truthful. And it turned into eventually them finding out the man. They had to go by tribe, and then by group, and then by family, and then by member. The person didn't even come forward. They had to find out himself. Like, he announced it to everyone saying that they did this, and they still didn't come out. And they had to go through everyone for the person to come forward. And the person ended up being killed because of what he did. And obviously that's a very harder story, and of course it's the Old Testament, and so a lot of times when we read the Old Testament, we understand that it was very different circumstances, and they don't have the freedom that we do have in Christ. And when I read that, it's just very much so a lesson of why do we try to hide things from God when he is all-knowing and he's all-seeing and he sees everything that we do. There are things that we try to hide, whether it's from our family, our friends, or we even try to hide it from ourselves. But God sees everything, and he knows everything, and he knows our heart. So I just wanted to encourage you today that to not hide anything from God, that if you're struggling with something, or if you are doing something that you know is wrong, whether you're choosing to do it for some reason or you're having issues with letting it go, to bring it to God, to talk to him about it, to be honest with him about why you're struggling with it or why you want to keep it even though you know you shouldn't, and allow God to show you how to let it go, why to let it go, so that you can have the freedom and grace to walk in the Lord, and to have that freedom and to have that peace and to have that joy, knowing that nothing is keeping you separated from God. And I hope that anything that you're going through, that you have somebody that you can talk to, another woman of God. You know, we have some great women in this group that you can reach out to, that they can talk with you, that they can be there for you, whether it is as a sort of counselor or even just as a friend. And to know that nothing is too big for God. There's nothing that he can't do. He can always rescue us. He can always give us what we need. He can always free us from anything that's keeping us bound. And I hope that encourages you today. I hope that brings you joy, knowing that no matter what you feel like is bringing you down, or something hidden that you feel like you can't talk to anybody about, or that nobody can understand, that you know that you can give it to God. And that doesn't always mean that it's going to be easy to let something go. It doesn't always mean that it's going to be easy to admit to God your faults or the things that you're trying to hide from him. It is a great lesson of humility, coming to God and saying, God, I messed up. How could you forgive me? Even though we know that he will forgive us, it is a huge step, saying like, I know that this is hard. I know that I don't deserve this, but I know that God says that I get to be forgiven because of what he did for me. And so that's just what I want to share with you today, is giving you some joy, giving you a chance to maybe free yourself from things that have been weighing you down, whether you realize them or not. And I hope that you get to have a deeper understanding of God's love for you in it, and a deeper understanding of his grace. And yeah, I think that's everything. If you want to read the whole story, it's in Joshua chapter 7. And I hope that you have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful time going in and out of all the things that you need to do. And hope that you have a great week. And we love you. Okay, bye.